Well, hello and welcome to the 6th session of our IBM Mobile Quality Assurance Open Beta Study Group. If you haven't had the opportunity to listen or review any of the content or replays from the prior sessions, there is a link here on this page for that. Please visit that link and take a look at the content that's either on SlideShare or on YouTube. Content is also posted within the, for IBMers, the Software Sellers Workplace for business partners. It's on Partner World as well, so you can find content here for this valuable offering that we have in open beta today, which helps our customers continuously deliver quality mobile applications and rapidly respond to feedback, in particular in this very rapidly moving mobile application development space. So we also have Tina Zhou on the call today. And Tina, if you want to come off of mute, just hit *6. Today's call is being recorded. We do expect, or customers have been invited to this session. So IBMers, please give any clients the courtesy of chiming in with questions first, if you don't mind. But all lines are muted, at least for the beginning. And if you do have questions, we're gonna be opening up the lines a little bit later. But if you have questions now, please post them in the chat. You see the little same time bubble or chat bubble in your web conference now, way over on the right. Please post any questions you might have there to our chat window. We have some guest speakers, and Sanji and Rich, and I'll be transitioning control over to them a little bit later for the remainder of the session. But I wanted to just remind everyone this is an open beta, so clearly these are, we're talking about a product we are not selling yet today, but we do intend on making available for purchase. And of course, anything we show here is subject to change per the disclaimer you see on the screen here. As we look at the big picture of what our clients are facing in their mobile enterprise life cycles, clearly one of the big concerns is around the quality of their mobile applications. So, yes, many of our customers are embarking on this frontier, putting together the code and getting those initial versions of those applications together either in a single platform or in a multi-platform approach using tools like WorkBite. But safe to say that it's more than just the coding experience. There's a lot of other really interesting things that are happening around the mobile application, including the fact that 90% of mobile applications really hit back-end systems. So you need a way to integrate back-end systems and, of course, test the full user experience, since the user experience goes beyond just the user interface as well. And there's a whole bunch of other operational aspects for managing those applications in production as well. But some of the key things, especially as we focus towards what we call a DevOps model and moving towards a DevOps capability. And in fact, I'm seeing customers even advertising for DevOps engineers in some mobile organizations. And that is an acknowledgement that customers need to continuously deliver those mobile applications on an ongoing basis with their agile life cycle. And so, we're seeing customers deliver functionality in 2-3 week increments. And so you need automation really at the heart of your mobile application to provide that continuous innovation, feedback, and improvement. And instrumenting, testing, scanning and certifying and obtaining that insight are all pieces that we're going to talk a little bit about today that enhance just the pure design and development aspects of that. And so one of the things we're going to talk about today is IBM Mobile Quality Assurance. Thank you for attending today. And that is one of the key pieces in this both plan and measure, development and test for helping our customers better gauge the quality of their applications to deliver and meet those customer expectations and rapidly respond faster to feedback. And that's what we call IBM Mobile Quality Assurance. So it has capabilities both in the frictionless bug reporting, and if you haven't seen a demonstration of this, it's really cool. There's for IBMers, there's a sample application that you can download. I'll put the link in the chat window. It's for Android only, but simply shake the phone and you can start a bug report. Takes a screenshot and the phone state and submits that into a work item that could be associated with something in RTC, Rational Team Concert. And that productivity is just one example of several key value features that are in IBM Mobile Quality Assurance that you can take advantage of. And today we're going to focus on sentiment analysis. So I'm going to transition this presentation over now to Sanji. Sanji, I'm going to make you presenter there. And look forward to hearing more about sentiment analysis and some of the other key capabilities in MQA.
Great. Thanks, Roger. So I just wanted to do a quick recap of the MQA product since it's been a little bit of time since we had our last study group. And then we'll spend the bulk of our time actually on the user sentiment part of MQA. So as Roger mentioned, IBM MQA provides everything an organization needs to deliver high-quality mobile apps. One of the really powerful things about the product is it brings together in one place user feedback, app performance, test results, bug reports, and user sentiment. So it really enables organizations to drive prioritization and development of mobile app updates that address issues before they affect reputation. So again, this is a brand new SaaS offering. It's being delivered as a free open beta at the moment. It's applicable to a wide range of verticals. And the key value propositions are that it provides line of business professionals with insightful and streamlined quality feedback and metrics, and that really enables them to dramatically improve the decisions when it comes to what priorities and investments they want to make on mobile apps. It also enables development teams, provides development teams with everything they really need to develop and deliver high-quality mobile applications through the rapid inclusion of quality feedback throughout the development cycle. So again, really a key tool for DevOps for mobile. If we go to the next slide. So here you can see kind of the closed loop that the MQA allows throughout the development process and the key business line users within the process. Obviously, we spent some time in the last couple of months talking about the build distribution feature, the bug tracking feature, crash reporting, and as Roger mentioned, please, if you haven't done so yet, would love you to sign up and test out these features on the public beta. But we're going to focus more on today on the actual user sentiment part of this, which is analyzing the app stores and providing kind of a direct link from the users that companies actually have, the end users, from them all the way back into the development cycle. And finally, this is a little more of a granular look at all the different components of MQA. So again, you can see starts with over-the-air build distribution. This is, starts with the developers. The testers are then involved when it comes to in-app bug reporting and in-app user feedback. And they're able to actually log crash reports that go back into the development team and then the testing team. And then finally, we have the great user sentiment product that is pulling information directly from the public app stores. And here you can actually see the links between all the line of business owners throughout the dev cycle. One key development that we have found is that within companies, marketing, CTOs are more and more involved with this process because so many of these applications are actually now linked to top-line revenue. And so you do see CEO and chief marketing officers now more and more involved in in the mobile process. With that, I'll turn it over to my colleague Rich, and he can provide a good overview of the user sentiment part of MQA.
Great, thank you, Sanji. So the user sentiment tools really helping to enable everyone across the software development lifecycle. So anyone from the product manager to the engineer to the developer, it's helping them to clue into what the market is saying about their app. There's roughly 110 million reviews between the Apple App Store, Google Play, and Windows Phone Store in the U.S., and that's across the 2 million available apps. Every second of every day, there's about 2 more reviews added. So it's a lot to keep up on, especially if you have a very popular app. It's hard to go through and actually understand what that all means. So what the user sentiment tool does is it distills that mountain of data. It gets you away from 3.5-star review ratings and then a laundry list of text, and it really starts to analyze it and give you key attributes and key factors as to how to understand your place in the marketplace. So the user sentiment tool allows you to see how your apps stack up against each other and actually against the competition as well. So we do this a couple ways. The first is the user sentiment score. It's a score from 0 to 100, and what that does is it weighs the value of 10 key attributes by App Store category. So for example, if you're in the news category, attributes such as content and usability and elegance will have a higher weight on your overall score than, say, privacy or security. If you're in a social network, the privacy and security becomes much more important. And so based on looking at App Store data over time and tweaking the algorithm, we've developed a model for determining just how your app stacks up against other apps in your App Store category and in the store overall. So with the user sentiment tool, you can actually see how your app score performs over time. That's the chart on the right. You can see the impact of different releases on your overall score. You can actually compare score over different versions as well. So I mentioned attributes. Attributes are the baseline for how your score is determined. They break down user sentiment into easy-to-understand chunks. The attributes are what has been determined to drive success in the app stores. And they provide you a directional insight into what areas you need to focus on in improving the quality of your app and the experience for your users. So you can see them on the right. They range from content and elegance to interoperability, performance, pricing and privacy, satisfaction, security, and stability and usability. As you're looking at the chart on the right, you'll notice there's the dark gray line. That's your current app. The black hash lines that go through each level is actually the mean score for that App Store category. So for example, if you are a finance app and you're looking at your app, you'll actually see that all the other iOS finance apps are, let's say, 50 on content for an average, and yours is 29. So you know that that's an area that you'd want to improve upon, and you'd actually look to see similar apps in your App Store category and what they're doing well in that area. And
if I could just add, Rich, this is actually real data for a large financial services firm, and so you can really see they're underperforming kind of versus the mean on kind of most of their attributes there. So the mean is for other financial services companies. And then you can really drill down here into some of the specific attributes that are maybe especially critical for a company in that vertical. So you could imagine if you're in financial services, very large distributed customer bases. It's an extremely competitive vertical when it comes to trying to attract new banking customers. And so, when it comes to usability, that satisfaction score, certainly privacy, certainly interoperability and performance, all of these areas we see that this company is lagging a bit. So this really enables the development team to kind of drill into these specific attributes and improve them. And then the great thing about this feature, obviously, is that you're getting, as Rich mentioned, real-time data, pulled back in from the app stores. So you can measure if you change A, B, and C, you can see in 2 weeks, 4 weeks after you do a new release how that is actually impacting the different scores on the attributes.
Great. Thanks, Ajay. And the last feature I'd like to talk about is the user sentiment signals. These are actually the baseline, the underlying driver of the attributes you saw on the previous slide. So signals actually indicate what keywords or phrases are triggering an attribute to show up, and you can actually sort by the attribute, and you can see how often a signal is triggered and by what star rating it's triggered. So for example, right now we're looking at the content attribute, and you can see what's dragging down that score. There's a lot of one-star ratings around the word accurate and around the word correct. So you can see that users are starting to talk about these, using these words in their reviews, and as a result, they're not satisfied overall. We tally that up, and that's what helps drive your attribute scores, and then ultimately leading to your user sentiment score as well.
And again, this is these signals are for the same financial services company, and you can see there is a spread there with some of these signals, some very positive, highly rated scores when it comes to accuracy, but obviously some feedback that's lagging on the accuracy. And then you can see in terms of correct data and content, there's quite a bit of negative feedback there. Now again, when you're engaging with customers, from what's the real business need here, I think you can easily make the link now between what information and analytics you're getting out of the user sentiment product, and actually how it's affecting the company, the customer's ability to attract new customers and retain their existing customers. One of the powerful kind of aspects of this tool is that it gives a lot of visibility into a part of the channel that many of these customers are not as experienced in. If you think about a financial services company, they're incredibly experienced when it comes to marketing to customers, and then certainly maintaining kind of all the individual branches that make up part of the on-site channel. But we feel like what this really gets to is, let's call it the real estate that's actually on the web. So it's virtual real estate, and it's providing some very granular feedback on that, so that these customers can actually improve this new and expanding part of their sales and marketing channel.
Yeah, I think, and before we leave the slide, actually go back to that slide there. What I'd like to do is just really open up the line for questions. So if you do have a question right now, please hit *6 and introduce yourself. And while we're waiting for questions, let me go ahead and, go ahead and advance one slide. This really powerful capability can certainly,
One
help
question.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
So signals, is that an industry term? Like, are people looking at the public app stores, do they know what a signal is? Or is that a term that's introduced here, and are people going to understand what that means?
And this is you asking the question, please?
Kathy.
Oh, hi, Kathy. Thanks for joining us today.
Great, Kathy. This is Rich speaking. Signals is a term within the user sentiment tool itself. It's not a public term that people are familiar with, but you can best equate signals to kind of keywords or phrases that would pop up within App Store reviews.
Thanks.
Excellent. Any other questions?
quick question here. So when you are at the signal pages, some of the tiles, it's clickable. So for example, the accurate part, if you go, some of them is clickable, some of them is not clickable to see the comments. What triggered this thing to be clickable, and why is some of them not clickable? Do you know?
Sure. So, if there are associated reviews, and that's the orangey red boxes, you should be able to click through and see the associated reviews that triggered that. If it's kind of if you're looking at the accurate and then the 2-star rating where it's completely gray, there actually were no 2-star reviews that are associated with it, so it does not click through at that point.
So you also have this number here, like 3, let's say accurate, right? You have 3 and then parentheses, 33%. So are you saying 3 is actually 33% of people using the keywords accurate?
Correct. Yes. So it's 3 reviews mention the word accurate, and 33% of the reviews, are that 1% or that 1-star rating. Whereas if you look at the 5-star rating, it's 4, and it's about 50%.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is really interesting because again, never before in history have we really had such visible comment and feedback on applications. Oftentimes applications go out in the wild and they're used, and I think some of the metrics show that 80% of the apps in the mobile arena are used once and deleted. And why is that? Well, we need feedback oftentimes to capture that. And this is a great way to capture that and be able to respond to that feedback in an intelligent way.
That's a really good point, Roger. And I think what's also related to that are the individuals who actually go to who are in the consideration process part of downloading an app and actually see some of these reviews. And then you have kind of abandonment issues also. So again, mobile apps are an incredibly powerful way to put an entire marketing and sales channel in someone's back pocket, from awareness to consideration to purchase, delivery, and post-sales support. And, unfortunately for a lot of customers out there, when you have the kind of mountain of negative reviews that accumulate over time, that you're actually losing that ability to put that entire channel in someone's back pocket. So it's an incredible opportunity for companies across a range of verticals. It tracks very much, obviously, with the increase in device use for phones and tablets. But certainly, you have to make sure that you're developing and launching customers or applications that really delight customers. So this really goes to the heart of what user sentiment is trying to do.
And customers who don't want that or want to manage that risk, I think, from just a high-level business perspective. You have some risk associated with your mobile application, and you want to manage that risk. This is a great way to get that analysis or that analytics early in that life cycle to be able to capture that from the customer. So, any other questions? Again, the lines are open. Hit *6 to ask a question or put a question in the chat bubble that's over on the right. Go ahead and just advance to the next slide. Maybe we'll hit some more questions. Because, bottom line, for each of you that are on this call, if you're an IBMer, we would love to have you tell a customer about this. This is a great way for you to, start having those mobile conversations with our clients. And this is a very low cost of entry right now because it's free. It's free for them to try it. It does not take long for you to instrument an application. I haven't done programming in probably 10, 15 years, and it took me less than an hour to do that. That's on that link that's in that chat bubble for you IBMers. But simply try it. Go into the landing page, try it out, see some of the existing applications that are there, and then engage with your customers to have them post some questions into the mobile learning circle, where we have content for a broader range of offerings around our mobile solutions. And then there's some tutorial videos and other resources also found on this page. But I'm thinking there's probably going to be some more questions here in the remaining 4 minutes we have. Peter? Christoph? Carlos? Beery? Armand? Simon? I'm just calling you all out. If you have questions, please. We want you to take this story to your clients. Vicente? Again, hit *6 if you have a question. I bet I can count on Ferdinando for a question.
So if every second 2 new ratings are being posted to the app stores, how quickly is that being picked up by the user sentiment page?
Sure. So we're crawling the entirety of the app stores every 24 hours, just to be efficient and make sure we're capturing everything. So it's about once every 24 hours that that's captured.
And again, the data is retained. That's obviously what allows the comparisons over time and across versions.
I'm sorry, what was the answer?
The stores are crawled once every 24 hours, and then the data is also retained. So every 24 hours you get a refresh, so that all new reviews are entered into user sentiment, and then because data is kind of retained in perpetuity, it really does allow you to show the comparisons across time and across versions.
Okay, so it's not real time, but more daily.
That's exactly right.
Any other questions for today? And Ferdinando, sorry to put you on the spot. I didn't realize you're at the customer's site. So glad to have you joining us from a client site, who I hope you can tell them about the MQA Open Beta. With that, we have about 1 minute left for any remaining questions. Please, again, visit us at the study group with prior sessions value and presentations and recordings at the link you see on the screen here right now. Otherwise, last call for questions. Going once.
Yeah, Roger, sorry, it's Neil. Not really a question, but for anybody that's going to be at Pulse this coming week, we're actually doing an open lab for MQA for all the developers at Dev at Pulse, and come by and register for the event, and and you can run through exactly what we've been talking about over the last few weeks using the demonstration software that we've got available.
Excellent. And Kathy had one more question there, Sanji, and thanks, Neil, for that. There are many IBM events that are, around the circle, so Pulse clearly next week, and of course Innovate coming up in June. We'd love to have you there as well, and likely Impact as well. So, but Kathy had a question on the signals in the fact that accurate keywords that you would put for creations. So question more on how to handle the variation.
I'm sorry, Roger. The question was on how to handle within the signals cluster kind of variation across some of the words. Is that correct?
I believe that's yeah.
Correct. So we account for that in our crawl. So when you're seeing a word like content or you're seeing a word like good or bad, we do have variations of that to help capture that as well.
I don't know. Did we answer the question? I'm not sure if that.
Yeah, so basically each type of attribute you have a set of keywords, and then you look for all the variations of those keywords for that attribute.
Correct.
Okay.
That's right.
Excellent. Excellent point there. Well, great. Without further ado, I will close the call. Thank you all for attending today. This recording will be posted for you to share with your clients. And have a wonderful day. Thank you, Sanjay, and thank you, Rich. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.